Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we will be talking all about our November TBR. Honestly, it is crazy that it is almost November, which is like we have 2 months left to the year, and I still have so many books that I have to finish by the end of the year. So yeah, I think most of the books that I have on this TBR is very ambitious, and I really would love to read most of this. And I have so many books that I would love to read that I don't have physically, and I thought, you know what, the year is ending. My goal this year is to buy less books and to read more of my physical TBR, which I think I have been accomplishing. Usually if I really want to read a book and I don't have physical copies, I would just go out and buy it. But this year I have been very smart with my book buying. So yeah, I really am happy so far with my book buying. But before I ramble on for too long, let's just get into our November TBR and talk through that. The first book that I have over here is a full-length classic. For October, I really want to read Dracula. I am in the middle of it, and so far it's been okay. Nothing crazy is happening. I love the atmospheric feel of it, and I know it is still October when I'm filming this, so it is fine. I'm not that far into it. I'm like, I think 20 pages in, so really not that far. But I thought, because I'm in my like classic grind, I thought I would pick up another book that I would love to read this year. I really want to get into classics more, and so Dracula is the start. And now we're moving on to my first Jane Austen's full-length novel, because I read her like mini classic, didn't really enjoy it, but I thought I probably would enjoy her full-length novel. So we have Pride and Prejudice. Honestly, don't know anything about it. I know it's mentioned so many times in so many books, so many films. It's referenced pretty much everywhere, right? And I know nothing, but all I know is that there's a character called Elizabeth and Darcy. Other than that, I have no idea. But I am a romance girly through and through, so I really love to read anything romance. And it's also good to just read like a romance classic, because I don't think I've ever read any full-length classic really, except 1984, which I don't know if that's a classic. Is it? It could be. But anyway, that's our first book. And the second book is, I have been wanting to read more mystery, and I read Not Quite Dead Yet this month actually, October. And I thought, you know what, in November I want to make a conscious effort to read more mystery. So I have this in my physical TBR, and I thought, you know what, let's pick it up. I know it's quite a long series, if I'm not wrong. It's like 5-book series or more, if I'm not wrong. And it is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I think it's YA mystery. Other than that, I know it's like school setting, academia. I don't know if it's gonna be too much like A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, but I love that book, and I haven't read anything like that since. I mean, I read like And Then There Were None. What was it called? None of Us Is Lying? Or One of Us Is Lying? Series by Karen McManus. Did not love it as much as A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, so I'm looking for another YA mystery thriller. Hopefully, yeah, I think it's a mystery thriller. I really don't want to read the blurb, because I feel like with mysteries it's really nice to just get into it a bit blind. And look at the floppiness of the book. It's not like very floppy, but it's floppier than, for example, the next book that I will show you, which is like, it's not flopping. Anyway, that's the second book. Moving on to the third one is Victoria Aveyard Red Queen. I wanted to pick this up whenever I was so like obsessed with Powerless, because apparently Powerless and Red Queen they have like this conflict, so to say, because it's so similar to Powerless. I just really want to know whether it actually is, and also very intrigued in Victoria Aveyard's writing, because she's everywhere, I feel like, on my TikTok For You page, and I'm like, okay, I think it's time to pick up her books. So I decided to pick up Red Queen, and I feel like it like the distance between me reading Powerless and now is already pretty far. So I thought I don't think I remember much from like the magic system. All I remember is just like the main male character. So yeah, very excited to read this one. Also, by the way, I'm going through this list. I will talk about all the books in this TBR that I have physically, and then I will talk in the end all the books that I don't have physically. Anyway, short intermission. But the next book I really want to read is Heavenly Bodies by Imani Iria. I'm so sorry. I know I butchered that. But yeah, so many people said this is such a good book. I think the second book just came out, if I'm not wrong. It's Fallen Stars, I think. Really intrigued in why so many people are giving this 6 stars. And I don't think I've ever read anything like that has a star-crossed lover trope. And I think everywhere I look, that is the trope that this book has. I've never read anything like that, so I thought maybe it's time to pick it up. Moving on to the next book I have is, I want to say it's another romantasy. It is Lady Darkness by Melissa K. Rurich. I don't know how many books she has. I think here it says there's 2 extra, so at least 3 books. Maybe she released another one recently, I have no idea. But I bought it because I was in such a contemporary romance reading slump, I guess. I really want a genre change, but I still want some romance because, like I said, I am a romance girly. So I picked it up, and that was a few months ago. Still have not read it because I've been traveling and all I've been doing is reading from my Kindle. I've been so obsessed in reading on my Kindle. I'm not such a Kindle girly, but it's so convenient and I love it. So I've been reading on my Kindle more, and that's why this TBR is pretty much forcing me to go back into what I really love, even though I'm not really discriminating. If you love Kindle, good for you. I love it too. If you love physically and you hate Kindle, I fully understand, but it's just I feel like reading is such my downtime. Even though I know Kindle is not a proper screen, I really want to get off something that is screen-like and just have something more tangible, so to say. Yeah, I don't know anything about this. A lot of people raved about this. That's pretty much how I choose my books. When people rave about it, I just need to know whether it's good or not. That's why I picked it up. So yeah, that's Lady Darkness. Moving on to a book that honestly I'm kind of dreading a little bit because I don't know, I like the first 2 books, but I think it's been dragged on for too long. I just cannot read another book about this particular love triangle, and I don't think the plot of the the magic system, the plot, anything that is happening in that book is intriguing me enough to continue the series. So I think this will be the last book that I'll be reading in this series, and it is none other than Sky Shade by Alex Astor. I read Lightlark and Nightbane. I don't particularly love it. I don't hate it either. I bought it in a set, so a set of 3. And no, I think I bought it Lightlark and Nightbane as a set. And then while I was reading Nightbane and it was actually really good, Sky Shade came out and I pre-ordered it. It came, the end of Nightbane frustrated me. I have not picked it up since. I know this came out last year, I think. And I know new books for Grimm and Oro, they're coming out. I'm not picking it up. This will be the last book that I will be picking up. The thing is, I already have it. I already bought it, so I'm gonna read it. And if I don't like it, I'm gonna donate the whole series. Because I don't love it enough. And I only have so much space in my bookshelves. I want to dedicate it to books that I truly, truly adore. And if I don't adore it, you better go to someone else who can appreciate you more. Because I know the Lightlark series, a lot of people are in love with the love triangle, and I'm not much of a love triangle person, but there are some circumstances that I allow, like the Infernal Devices. Actually, I don't know any other love triangle that I have loved. I don't know. I don't think so. The only thing that comes to mind is just that. So, yeah. Anyway, this is the book. And hopefully this ends kind of like well-rounded enough, even though there's probably a cliffhanger. Hopefully it's good enough that I don't want to continue the fourth book, because I really don't want to. And if yes, probably I will pick it up on Kindle, so it's less of a pressure to read it. So this is the last book that I have physically, and then I have, I think, 5 more that I don't have and would love to procure physically. But this book is the second to last book in the Harry Potter series. I have been reading the Harry Potter series all throughout this year, have been loving it. I am currently in, I have the book here. I'm currently in the middle of The Order of Phoenix, and this is a really chunky book, guys. It's so interesting. I love it, but it is very chunky and a lot of things are happening. I feel like the start, it could be its own book because of how stressful it is. And then now I am on page 417, and I'm like right above halfway mark, so I'm gonna finish this before October ends. But for November, I'm gonna pick up Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, which is very exciting, I think, because whenever I'm in the middle of Harry Potter, I thought like, oh my gosh, I will never finish the series. And also another thing is that Alchemist came out from, the author is called Senden Yu, I think, and the author wrote a very well-known Harry Potter fanfiction. I think it's Hermione fanfiction. So yeah, I really want to finish this series so fast so I can read Manacled. So yeah. Anyway, but this is the 6th book. Very excited to get into it. Moving on to the 5 books that I don't have physically is the first one. I have my note over here, so ignore that. For the first one that I really want to get into, I've heard so many good things about this as well. It's City of Gods and Monsters by Kyla Edwards. Heard so many good things about this particular series. I feel like this year is the year where I branch out to so many new authors, and I'm really honestly loving it. But there is just a certain, like, I don't know, it's a bit more daunting to get into a long book series when you've never read anything by them. So I am making it a goal to read more books from new authors, because I always love to find new authors and then I get to fall in love with their whole backlist and their whole writing style. It's always such an amazing experience. So I really want to start this as well. The reason why I put it in my TBR is because people are saying that they are obsessed with it and they raved about it. So I'm like, okay, maybe I can jump on the bandwagon and also become obsessed with it while they're obsessed with it. So that's City of Gods and Monsters. Moving on to the next one is a book that is currently not out yet, but I think it will come out on the 2nd week of November, which is Brimstone by Callie Hart. Absolutely obsessed, absolutely adored Quicksilver. I really didn't think that I would love yet another Book Talk books, but Book Talk has never like really truly disappointed me so far. So I'm gonna continue the Book Talk route because they have always been amazing. Like Shields of Sparrows, I read it I think in September or August. It was such a good book. It was also a Book Talk book, so yeah, there you go. Yeah, so I'm really excited for the 2nd book, but since it's the 2nd book in the series, I don't think I will put up the blurb this time, just so that nobody gets spoiled. But I'm really excited to get that one. And the thing is, I read Quicksilver on my Kindle because I'm trying to be better in reading stuff on my Kindle, and then when I really like it, I'm gonna buy it physically. So whenever I get Brimstone, I will buy Quicksilver too. I'm so excited. Honestly, I have so many books that I've read this year on my Kindle that I would love to get physically. So we shall see if I can do that. Moving on to the next book is, I think, also a very well-known fall book. And I always thought that like after October ends, like fall ends, but not really. I feel like November is a little bit more fall-esque outside. So I feel a little bit more festive when it comes to fall in November. I will be reading If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. Everybody has been saying that this book has Gilmore Girls vibe. Gilmore Girls vibe. That's so hard to say. Gilmore Girls vibe. And I'm down. I love Gilmore Girls. So we will be picking that up. And yeah, I really don't want to push it to next year fall because, again, I love to jump in on the bandwagon and I'm always late to the bandwagon. So I thought maybe this year let's be just a little bit late and not like 2-3 years late. And now moving on to the second to last book in this TBR, it will be Direbound by Sable Sorensen. Again, so many people have been saying this book is so good. This book is so good. It's about dire werewolves. And the thing is, I'm not really into werewolves kind of stuff. I've been reading a couple. I think I read Bride and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. That's the only 2 werewolfy books that I've read. But so far, I'm not opposed to the idea. Do I like vampires more? I think so. But does that mean it will stop me from reading a werewolf book? Probably not. So yeah, Direbound is another book that I would really, really love to add to this month's TBR. And moving on to the last book. This book, though, is a very daunting book for me. I've never read anything by this author, so wish me luck. It is Stephen King's 11/22/63, which is a very chunky book. And there's this book talk creator that talks about this book all the time. And I thought, you know what? I really need to read a Stephen King's book because it's in my like yearly goal to read his book. And just imagine if I love it, I have like 40-ish books that I can get into. So yeah, really want to try and read that. I don't know if 11/22/63 might be the best book to start with Stephen King. I'm not sure. But it's the only book right now that I really want to start by him. So I think I will do that. But yeah, and I think the only thing I know about 11/22/63 is such a mouthful, the title, is that it's about JFK's assassination. And I think it's like time traveling somehow, and then you go back, and what if you can prevent the whole assassination? And it's like speculative historical genre, I think. I could be very wrong in that. But yeah, that's pretty much all the books that I would love to read this November. It is nearing the end, so that's why there are a lot of books in my yearly TBR that I would love to read in the month of November. So December is not quite crazy because last year I finished my last yearly TBR book in like, I think New Year's Eve. And that was so stressful because I just sat down, did nothing, and then went to like a Christmas, and then went to like a New Year's Eve party. It's a mess. Would not recommend doing that. So I really want to get a head start and read more of it. And I think I'm almost relatively done with it. So I'm very confident that I get to finish it very soon this year. So yeah. Before we say goodbye though, like usual, we will do a little bit of journaling session for our November TBR. So let's go ahead and do exactly that. So that's it for the video. I really hope you guys enjoy this little short video of me talking about my November TBR. I have so many books that I still would like to add to this list. Like, for example, Bound, I think, by Ali Hazelwood. She's coming out with so many books. I've been obsessed with her writing this year. She comes out with so many good books this year. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This is the stack that we have this month. Not so big because I have 5 more that I don't have physically, and I think 11/22/63 is like right under 1,000 pages. So yeah, it's definitely like a thick stack this month, like any other month for me. So yeah, wish me luck. I really hope I get to read all this. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on my next one. Goodbye.